Been pondering a little bit today about the idea of surrender and resistance. All words carry this kind of double meaning, and I think a lot of us can associate the idea of surrender. I think earlier versions of me definitely associated the idea of surrender as passivity, when really it's the absence of resistance within ourselves. And I think a lot of people, me included, has definitely um, held on to my resistance as a form of safety, as a form of control, as a form of identifying with the ego, that identifying with resistance as we can do better. Resistance seems like an actionable and noble affair in the face of some issues. I think I used to see resistance as a representation of being able to do better, being able to rise above and see something better and fight against something for change. But resistance isn't change. Those two terms aren't necessarily interchangeable because resistance has this connotation that shows negativity in regards to something already existing. Whereas change, you can have inner peace and still strive for change, as you should. I think the difference between resistance and change is the opportunity for inner peace. We can't embody resistance while still having our inner peace. While in a state of inner peace, we can absolutely embody change. I think we all strive for happiness when in reality, happiness is something that always is going to ebb and flow. And I think something far much more valuable than happiness is inner peace. Because inner peace doesn't have any requirements. Inner peace can thrive throughout any kind of scenario when we're not actively identifying as our ego and when we're in a state of being. I think when we chase happiness, we show resistance to the world around us. We try to influence our community, our family, the people around us, and we put the responsibility of our happiness on them. Where if we're focusing on inner peace, it takes the pressure off of happiness and it can be a natural byproduct of our inner peace. So surrendering to the flow isn't a passive thing at all. It's actually quite active. Because when we truly surrender to the flow, then we stop resisting and stop reacting and coming from a place of deficiency to the world around us. When we come from this place of inner peace, we don't pile the responsibility of happiness or of peace onto other people. We just take responsibility for our ability. You know, a big part of the word responsibility is that ability part of it. And we have the ability. It's not necessarily something that we're pressed to do, but when we're in a state of inner peace and we're evolving and we're changing as the world naturally does and encourages us to do, then we have this opportunity to promote change within and stop worrying about change without, the change that other people need to do according to our identity, as in trying to influence other people to change. Yeah, this is another one of those places about perception and our main beliefs that truly branch out infinitely to everything that we deal with in life, everything that we come across, and gives it a strong foundation so that we're not getting swept away in different aspects of what we're expecting from the outside world and just focusing on our capability, our ability, our internal state, and our sense of inner peace. If you resonate with this, check out my book, Love Over Fear, A Foundation for Autonomy, available at jwesley.ca. And like and share this video if you like what you hear. Thanks for watching.